I'm actually in disbelief. I cannot believe what happens. What a mad day. Oh my days, this club, this team is going to be the death of me. Like, I never thought I would say this, but Tottenham Hotspur, thank you so much. Yeah, our direct rivals, the team that we all hate the most, has just done us the biggest favour. Tottenham have just secured us an extra £75 million. Because of Tottenham, we are in the Champions League. But don't be mistaken, because I'm going to crucify half of this team. Half of this team needs to go. And that is not me being reactionary. That is not me exaggerating. I've said this for a long time. We have too much dead in our squad. They like to turn it on, turn it off when they like. A lack of motivation, no bottle, no grit within this team. I'm going to be dissecting all of this tactically, looking at the players' poor performances. But as I said, the main objective was to get top four. And I'm just filled with mixed emotions. I don't know what to say. I'm happy on one hand because we secured top four, and obviously we got the Champions League qualification, we got the Champions League money. That obviously means that it allows us to attract a lot better players. Tuchel completed his main objective, which is to get top four, but that wasn't on our behalf. That was on Tottenham's behalf. We got a Champions League final, and now we're going into that with zero confidence, zero form, zero momentum. Meanwhile, Man City just piped and pummeled Everton 5-0 at home. They're full of confidence, they're loving life. Of course, in a final, anything is possible, but you don't want to be going into a final with no momentum and confidence. That is one massive thing. In terms of our performances, shocking, absolutely shocking. We were good in patches, we were good in spells, but ultimately, us not being clinical cost us. We lost the game 2-1. We lost the game 2-1. We should have scored a lot more. Stupid mistakes from the whole pitch. Defensively, relatively poor in patches and stages. I thought the team was perfect. Tuchel's lineup was on point. I thought that, he, as he said in his press conference, he was going to go all in. He wasn't going to rotate because this was a must-win game. And as we've seen, we lost the game, but we still got top four. I mean, bloody hell, man! Like, oh, my heart just can't take this. Like, my heart honestly can't take this. Mendy in goal, which is obviously understandable. We then had the fullbacks of Chilwell and of course Aspilicueta. We had James, Rudiger, and then we had Thiago Silva back line. We had a Jorginho Kovacic pivot. Kante rested at home because he picked up a bit of a niggle. We need him fully fit for the Champions League final. Understandable, of course, we're going to have the majority of the ball, so we need to be breaking those lines. We need to be controlling and dictating the tempo of the game. So understandable why we had Jorginho and Kovacic in the pivot. We then had the front three of Mason Mount, Christian Pulisic, and Timo Werner. And we had a very shaky 10 minutes. We're away at Aston Villa. There were fans at the stadium, and of course, they were roaring. It was their first time with fans back. It was understandable. So I knew that we had to ride the wave, ride the pressure. First 10 minutes, perfectly understandable, perfectly fine. Then the next 15-20 minutes, we completely dominate Aston Villa. Corner after corner after corner, dictating the game, moving the ball with pace. We were quick with moving the ball. I liked the way we were dominating the game. Nice line-breaking passes and Jorginho, some crucial tackles from him. Jorginho had a very good first half, and I'll get into the second half in a second. I thought Kovacic was quite decent with his dribbling, his driving of the ball, his transitioning of the player. Werner missed an absolute sitter. Like, how does this guy miss on a consistent basis? I have never met a guy that's missed this many chances. It's honestly shocking. Right, a ball comes down, a beautiful line-breaking pass from Jorginho. He clips into the box. Aspi cuts it back for Werner. It's chested down for him. Yeah, all he's got to do is volley that home. He mishits it, and it hits, I believe it was Bertrand Traore's arm or Konsa's arm. They're calling for handball. Personally, I don't think it's a handball. I think that it's in a natural position. It's really unfair. It'd be very harsh if that was called. So understandable to why that wasn't a penalty. Mason Mount then misses an absolute sitter moments after. And I'm thinking, bloody hell, man, this team, I've actually had enough of this team. How can you miss sitter after sitter after sitter? Thiago Silva on the edge of half time gives away a stupid corner. Bertrand Traore unmarked, and he clips one under the crossbar. 1-0 Villa going into half time, and this is where we're bricking it. This is where the team have got to show the bottle and grit now, that determination, that fight within them. They've got to show it. They've got to show us they've got that strong mentality that I kept going on about, that I made a video on, where there's a lack of a winning mentality in this team. We go into half time, and at this point results are slightly in our favour because of course Leicester and Tottenham are drawing 1-1. Leicester have to win in order for them to get top four. Liverpool Crystal Palace was for me inevitable. For me, I wasn't looking at the result. Liverpool always going to win at Anfield with fans back. I never looked at that. My main focus was Chelsea, Villa, and Spurs and Leicester. right? We come out of the second half. We need to respond now. We need to score 2 goals. I personally would have made some changes because there wasn't any fluidity in the front line. We weren't clinical going forwards, and I thought that the wing backs weren't offering much. Chua was getting tons of space on the left-hand side. He was slowing down the counters. He was slowing down the ball in the transition. I wasn't happy with that. We came out in the second half. Straight away, we can see Jorginho and Azpilicueta, man, absolute calamity defending. Jorginho gives a stupid penalty away, and at 2-0, I genuinely thought Europa League, here we come. You know, that was my thought process. I said that we have no hope now. We are not scoring 3 goals in half an hour. You expect this team to score 3 goals in half an hour when these lot can't score 1 goal every game? Can't be arsed, man. These lot can't finish their dinner. Yeah, everything's set up for them on a silver platter, roast chicken, roast dinner, knife and fork, ready to go, and they'll still bottle it. These men cannot finish in a brothel. They cannot do anything. They can't finish, right? You know, it's honestly embarrassing, and we needed 3 goals in half an hour, so I knew game done. I actually turned off my TV for a small section just to watch the Spurs-Leicester game. I turned it back on 5 minutes later. And listen, we threw the kitchen sink. Hakim Ziyech came on, Kai Havertz came on. We had a Ziyech Havertz we had a Kai Havertz Ziyech pivot. So, you know, we really threw everything. There was no defending. Defending went out the window. We tried to throw everything at it in terms of fluidity, moving the ball with pace, attacking with intent. And eventually the goal came. 70th minute, Ben Chilwell, he gets us back in the game. We've got 20 minutes to score 2 goals. And then this is where the conspiracy theories come in, because now VAR is screwing us over once again. We had 2 clear handball decisions denied against us once again. And when Jose Mourinho all those years back said there's a campaign against Chelsea, he wasn't lying, because that is an absolute disgrace VAR. Thomas Tuchel said after this cannot continue. How are we getting screwed over week in, week out? I'm tired of this. 2 clear handball decisions. There is a campaign against Chelsea. The referees are afraid to give decisions for Chelsea. It's absolutely embarrassing. It's absolutely beyond me. You know, 2 clear handball decisions. At 2-2 with 10 minutes to go, the complete complexion of the game switches. Chelsea then have the momentum to go on to potentially win the game. Thankfully, thank the Lord, right, that Leicester are ball jobs. Thank the Lord that Spurs done us a favour, because if that wasn't the case, we would have been shafted from VAR, and we also would have been shafted by how terrible we actually are. Yeah, make no mistake about this. Don't let the fact that we secure top 4, don't let the fact that we secure Champions League football, yeah, distract you from the fact that half of this team is simply not good enough. Half of this team is simply not good enough. They like to switch it on whenever they like. New manager bounce comes in. They like to switch it off. When the motivation is not there, they put in crap performances like this. The motivation was there. Yeah, top 4 is on the line. Build some momentum for that Champions League final. You let us down once again. Yeah, how many times have these same group of players let us down week in, week out, year in, year out, ever since we won the title in 2017? They've been letting us down year in, year out. I am tired. I'm sick and tired of this. Players not finishing their chances, players not creating, players not showing attacking intent, moving the ball with fluidity. Some of the players are simply not good enough for this team. Yeah, and Azpilicueta, shame on you today as well. Shame on you. Yeah, that red card that you pulled out in the 90th minute. You know, you are a captain. You are supposed to set an example to the team. I understand that there's frustration. Everything's going to flare up. I understand that. I completely understand that. But what are you doing? Yeah, you are the captain of this team. You're supposed to be a role model for the rest of the team, a role model for the youngsters. You go out and put a little punch in against Jack Grealish. It's a deserved red card. It's just an idiotic move. It's just not necessary. And now he's going to miss the next 3 games at the start of the next season. It's stupid. You are the captain of the team. You are an experienced player. You are not a youngster. What are you doing? Yeah, like this was unbelievable. As I said, I got mixed emotions. You know, I'm fuming at the same time because, you know, this team had one job. This team had one job, and you bottled it once again. Just like the FA Cup final, you had one job and you bottled it again. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm happy because we still secured top 4. We still secured Champions League football. We got the 75 million, so we can use that to reinvest in the team and bolster this team. So in that regard, I was very happy, right? So that's why I've got mixed emotions. And as I said, thank goodness we got top 4, right? Because otherwise, tonight would have been a disaster, man. Like, there would have been too much pressure on that Champions League final. There would have been too much pressure on that Champions League final. And anyway, as I said, we now got to look forward to Champions League final. In a final, anything's possible. But these group of players are terrible, man. Like, let us down once again. They let the fans down on a consistent basis. I'm tired. But that's me wrapping up the review. If you'd enjoyed, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, comment down below your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.